Are the Miami Heat better without Jimmy
ever
Butler
have
and
something
Bam Adebayo? Bet again, bruh. Losing to the Pistons, lose 14 straight, and beat the Heat. Casey can't even make a layup. Look at me. I hope that intro worked because I'm not going to refilm it. I'm filming this video right after the Heat lost to the Pistons, so I'm actually pretty annoyed right now. But the Heat finished the week going 2-2, so it's not all that bad. And they are now 4-2 since Jimmy went down the second time after the Memphis game. I mean, the Heat have been pretty good. The bench unit's been pretty good. A lot of guys are stepping up, specifically the three-point shooting, but I just don't think that's all that reliable to keep happening. I went ahead and calculated the stats right here in the 6 games Jimmy has missed since the Memphis game. They're 4-2, of course, and in the 4 wins they have, they shot above 40% from 3 in each game. But the thing I do want to point out is in these 6 games, they're attempting 40.8 threes per game and shooting them at a 40% clip. Now, I went ahead and compared that to the three-point shooting of other teams in the league. That 40.8 will put them at 4th in attempts, but that 40% clip puts them at number 1 in the league. So obviously, when you're taking that many attempts, you don't really expect to be that high in percentage. To put that into perspective, currently for the entire season, the Milwaukee Bucks are 4th in three-point attempts, but they're 11th in percentage. That's just kind of the human nature of it, of course. The more shots you take, the lower your percentage is. So I don't think they'll be able to keep up this crazy three-point shooting for long, as we just saw against the Pistons. But as long as they could do it till Jimmy gets back, which is hopefully soon, then I'll take it. Now, it was a pretty weird week. They started off by losing in Cleveland to the Cavs. Pre-game was pretty cool to find out that Victor Oladipo actually traveled. Now, it was weird because they said it was for road experience, and I'm like, dude's been in the league for like, what, 10 years? I don't know how much more road experience he needs, but it was cool that he was feeling well enough to go ahead and get back out there on the plane and travel with the team. But the game sucked. I mean, Kevin Love snapped again just like he did in Miami. This year, he's shooting 11 of 15 from 3 versus Miami, but low-key makes me feel good because I really want him to get bought out and I really want the Heat to sign him. Either him or John Wall. If they could get both, dope, but I highly doubt it. Also, PJ Tucker dropped 23, 9, and 5. That's got to be the best stat line of his career, right? Like, I didn't even know he had that. I checked the box score after the game. I was like, damn, like, okay, PJ, go off then. He's been playing really well, so shout out to him. After that Cavs game, though, the Heat would go into Philadelphia, a team that does not scare me at all whatsoever, and Joel Embiid does not scare me at all whatsoever, and they would win. It reminded me a lot of the game last year when the Heat went to Philly and everybody was out because of COVID, and they should have won that game.
That was actually one of the most upset I was after a loss last year.
So I was praying that wouldn't happen yesterday because the Heat were up 23 and Philly came all the way back to tie, but the Heat pulled it out. So it was a really awesome game, and honestly, from the Philadelphia perspective, it's pretty embarrassing that they actually lost that Heat squad. Shout out to Gabe Vincent. He's got to be the greatest random scrub 76er killer of all time. His top 3 scoring performances of all time are all in Philadelphia, and obviously he went off that game, hit the big shot down the stretch after the offensive rebound from Dedmon. And low-key, if this keeps up with Gabe, I might have to make a video titled "I'm Sorry, Gabe Vincent," because I've been pretty harsh on him since he signed with the Heat in 2020. I've been right for the most part, but over the last 2 weeks, dude has been balling. I mean, he stepped up hugely at the time when we needed him most. Defensively, shooting, even his facilitating, because I said, yeah, he could play defense and hit the open shot. Sure, but they want to run him at point guard. He's not a point guard. He's had a lot of really nice passes, though, so I'll give him that. I might save the apology video for the end of the season because I don't want to jinx nothing, but if he keeps it up, I guarantee y'all I will make a Gabe Vincent apology video. So shout out to Namdi. Also, shout out to Yurt Season, baby. That boy was babying Drummond. You know what? I was wrong about Drummond too. Low-key wanted the Heat to sign him the offseason. I didn't realize how much he sucked. Like, he really, really sucks. Yurt was babying him. Took that boy's lunch money in the post every time, and Doc Rivers had to sub him out so quick. It's the funniest thing. Love my boy Yurt Season, man, but he has to work on his hands. His hands suck. Like, when he catches the ball in the post, he has that jump hook. It's great, but he has a lot of trouble catching it. Trouble catching lobs, trouble catching some open rebounds. That's definitely shown to be his biggest weakness so far, so he got to work on that. Still love my boy Yurt, though. Like I said earlier, that game did get close. The most frustrating part is that they weren't running Danny Green after the three-point line. He was just kind of standing there in the corner all game and playing the drive. Why? I can't tell you. But fortunately, the Heat got the win, so I don't have to rant about that. But also, last shout out real quick, Duncan Robinson with 21 and 8 after the poor performance in Cleveland. He's really had a nice stretch over the last week or two, so shout out to Duncan. I told y'all my boy got his swagger. Shout out to him, man. The third game of the week was another weird one against the Orlando Magic, man. Now, this game was super weird because going into the day, I really didn't think it was going to get played. Everybody on the Magic was getting COVID. They were dropping left and right. They had to sign 4 guys the day of just to have enough guys to play the game. So that really would have been a bad loss for Miami if they lost to a team with that much turnaround in one day. There was some white point guard they brought in, and as soon as he was subbed in, Lowry went right to the post, like from the three-point line, started backing him down, and got right to the paint and put in a hook shot. Like, Lowry didn't care who this kid was. He's like, stop wasting my time with this dude. Like, get him off the court, man. You know what? Okay, let me not call that dude a kid because I don't know how old he is, and he was actually low-key balling out. So let me go ahead and give him a shout out. I think he was the number 12 dude on the Magic, but I have no idea who his name is. So let's see, number 12 on the Orlando Magic. They're telling me it's Dwight Howard. No, it's not Dwight Howard. Lowry would have bodied Dwight Howard too, though. Hassani Gravett. Yeah, he played kind of well, but Lowry still babied him. Lowry did not care that he just got signed that day. A little bit more about Omer too, aside from his hands. He has to be a little more physical at times. Now, we do see his physicality on rebounds against bigs, you know, when he's boxing out. But I'm talking on the offensive side. He does a lot of these layups when he's right in the paint or with a smaller dude on his back. You got to turn around and dunk that, bro. They cannot guard you, okay? You're the biggest, strongest dude on the court. Turn around and dunk that thing, man. Because he missed a lot of bunnies because he was trying to do like a little push shot, but he needs to try dunking the ball every time he gets that close to the rim. Now, he did have one in the Magic game, so he learned a little bit, but I just want to see a little more from him. Now, the stars of the game. Okay, we got Gabe Vincent. Shout out Gabe, balled out, another career high. I already talked about you, Gabe. I'm sorry. I want to talk about my boy Strus.
This is a Strus Daddy alert.
Daddy. What the hell am I doing? If y'all are fans of this channel and you watched that game, I hope you yelled at a Strus Daddy every time Max hit a shot that night. 32 points, career high. I'm sorry, I just get so choked up thinking about Strus Daddy, man, going off. That dude balled out, man. He hits some tough shots to keep the heat in the game, and when he gets hot, he gets hot. Now, Max Strus also played really well in the last game of the week versus the Detroit Pistons. Now, Detroit came into this game losing 14 in a row before they beat the Heat tonight. So I could go ahead and give my analysis on the game, or I could just play this clip and not say anything about the game. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna talk about that BS.
Vincent for three. Robinson for three. Lowry for three. Bay for three.
Okay, is that clip over? Because that's all I really want to say about that game, to be honest. Last thing I want to say for the video, though, I found this really interesting stat on Twitter from this guy named John Jablanca. I'll put it up right over here. So the Miami Heat draw 1.68 charges per game. The second highest in the league is not even 0.9, it's 0.89. They have 47 charges for the season, and that's 23 more than second place. Basically, if you don't feel like numbering today, just know the Heat are above and beyond the best team in the association at drawing charges. And that's cool to see. It's just such a hype play the whole team gets into, and that's pure hustle, man. I love to see it. But that's really all I have to say. Nothing crazy. Praying Bam comes back healthy. He's been traveling on the road, so he looks good. Praying Jimmy could come back soon, too. The road trip is over, so maybe he's ready for the home games. We'll see. And hopefully the Heat can continue to stay afloat until those guys come back. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because so many guys in the league right now are getting COVID, and a lot of games just got postponed today, too. So at least we know Jimmy and Bam can't get COVID if they ain't playing. So, but shout out to the Heat for all getting vaccinated and getting the booster shots and following protocols, because only one guy has been in the protocol so far, in Caleb Martin, so hopefully he's safe and gets back soon as well. Also, hopefully I didn't just jinx the Heat. But that's it for this video. If you're new here, I do recap videos every single week and talk about all the games from the previous video to this one. I got my series Wednesdays with Will, where we do all kinds of different things, and I upload those every Wednesday, except maybe not this Wednesday because it's Christmas. I'm working on some other stuff, but we'll see if I get it out in time. If not, it'll be out the following week. I appreciate all the love as always. At the time of this recording, we are at 739 subscribers, so the road to 1,000 continues. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that sub button. It means a lot. If you liked the video, hit like. If you didn't like the video, comment down below, tell me I sucked. I don't care, because you may never see me again. Who knows? Y'all will find out next week, or you won't. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Are
the Miami Heat better without Jimmy Butler and Bam? Whoa! Butler and Bam at a... Oh, Butler and Bam at a... Hey, whoa, hey. Bam at a... Oh, hey, hey, oh. Hey, relax, my guy.
Hold up, won't let it fade me. Got an impact with elevation. When a nigga make it leave a foundation. Hand out keys, high education. Yeah.